All right, from the belly of the beast in the shadow of the Freedom Tower, which is at the World Trade Center site, and of course right next door to historic Trinity Church, Kevin McCullough coming to you from New York each weekday, and so glad to be able to do so as we evaluate these very, very troubling news developments that so often spring up in the middle of the day. Today, a very interesting development, given that we were told by the president on Super Bowl night that there wasn't a smidge, a smudge, a smidgen, a curmudgeon, whatever. There wasn't one tiny little crumb of corruption in the decision to go after conservative groups, 501c4s. Why is this important? Well, for a lot of reasons. One, it's a direct manipulation of speech in America to go after groups that have established their right and have met all of the qualifications. The law says there's supposed to be a determination within X amount of time. They don't make that decision within that amount of time. You're actually trying to harm that organization. Now, there are 2,000 of these that ended up identifying a delay or a slowdown or some other form of purposeful malfeasance against their organization. One of our very good friends here at the American Family Association, Dr. James Dobson, his group Family Talk, they were stalled for nearly 3 times the illegal amount of time. If you don't have the ability to organize and to formulate groups and to speak out, you're going to lose your right to free speech. There's 2 ways of killing free speech. You can change the law, or you can suppress everyone that speaks against you. But either way, you're still stifling, killing free speech. It's one of the most endearing, most importantly held beliefs in our representative republic, is that we have the right to speak and to advocate for causes that we believe in. And I just want to say that this organization, the American Family Association, is no stranger both to the oppression from elected leaders, the public, the media, et cetera, et cetera. And like the little engine that can, we just say, okay, if God is for us, we're just going to keep applying ourselves in this vein. And he has continually blessed us. It's one of those things where I think it is almost a miracle when you look at what he has done with this organization for the 35 years plus that it has been in existence and what it has been about. So we can go in any number of ways with this discussion, but I want to welcome Diane ONeal to AFA today, who is in the Tupelo home base today. Diane, welcome to New York. It's a very cold, blustery day here, not nearly the kind of beautiful weather that it is when I come down to Tupelo, but happy Thursday to you. Glad you're with us.
Thank you so much. I am happy to be here. Thank you.
Diane, when you hear me talking about the president saying that there's not a smidge of corruption and then 501c4s that have really been heavy-handedly dealt with, that's a kind way of putting it, but put on the back shelf and told to go away, basically. When you think of AFA, this is the kind of thing, we're the kind of organization that if we didn't have our C4 status already, that the administration would likely have wanted to use their might against. And that's why it's important to keep AFA around. Talk to us about what you do here at AFA, what the foundation is all about, why it's important we get involved, and how we can begin to help.
Well, Kevin, I am so thankful that the leadership of AFA has dedicated the AFA Foundation to help our listeners be good stewards of the resources that God has given them. And we do that through charitable gift annuities, trust, wills, bequest, estate planning. We help them with all of those things. And those are some things that will leave them with generations of legacies in the years to come. So we're so thankful we have the foundation to be able to help our listeners do that.
Why did the foundation get started? What was it about this need that spoke to the heart of AFA and said, we've got to have a foundation that helps people with these things?
Well, this is a way that we can just continue the legacy of American Family Association, because the things that we do, people are able to continue the work. Not only like with a charitable gift annuity, they give a gift to American Family Association. It is something that that will help the kingdom of God, but yet they're going to be getting a gift back for the rest of their life till their death with a charitable gift annuity. So that's a way to help them. It's a way to help our charity here at American Family Association.
How does that work? Because I get questions about that frequently. How when I give a gift to an organization like the AFA Foundation, how is it possible for me to be blessed by that?
Well, it is not only just a spiritual blessing for you, but it's also a blessing for our association, that we continue the work for many, many years to come. And sometimes people have problems that with their estate planning, and they have a complicated situation, and we can talk with them. We even do face-to-face sessions with them that we help them with their estate planning. Dan Celia, who is on AFR, works alongside the AFA Foundation, and we're just real pleased to have him, and he's a financial expert. So with that said, we can help them with their estate planning, and we can give them examples of wills or power of attorneys or things that will, in fact, save them money, in the long run. Instead of sitting in the attorney's office for hours at a time, we can give them some examples and things that will help them to be able to then take it to their attorney and spend less time in that attorney's office.
So the idea of a permanent income, show me how the sausage is made. I contact you, you set up an appointment, we sit down and we look at my overall game plan.
Right.
How does that turn into an income for me?
Okay, if you get a charitable gift annuity, that is something, the rates are based on your age. So if you are young, in your 40s or 50s, then you may want to defer getting the income until a later time when you're in your retirement years. But if you're already in your retirement years, like 60, 65, 70, you may want to start drawing that income right away. And so that income comes to you every month or quarter, however you want to get that, for the rest of your life until your death. And of course, if you live to be in your 90s, you're going to live longer than your life expectancy, and so you're going to have quite a bit of income from the charitable gift annuity. So that's a good thing to know, that you've got permanent income coming back to you for the rest of your life until your death.
Yeah, it's not an extremely complicated concept. But it is one that is very helpful for people. And so we want people to understand that the AFA Foundation exists so that they can get this needed insight, discussion, customization for their own financial plan. And the best way to do that is to contact them. So, Diane, I know that you and Dan and everybody else are eager to talk to people, and there's a couple of ways that happens. I know Dan goes out and does events, but you guys have a number that people at the foundation are sitting by and ready to set up appointments with. How do people get a hold of you?
They can call 1-800-326-4543, extension 345. They can email us at foundation@afa.net, or our website is afafoundation.net. And
afafoundation.net, all one word, afafoundation.net.
That's correct. Right.
And don't hesitate, friend. Look, there's a lot of people, especially in this economy, you're trying to figure out how you're going to make things last. And if you are a young whippersnapper like me, as Diane, you're the first person that said I'm young in a long time. So I like you. You can come anytime you want to.
Well, Kevin, let me mention one other thing, that Celia has just written an article, and it's a great article. He did a lot of research, and it's called A Case for Income. And so they can go to our website and click on that and get that, or either if they don't have a computer, they can give us a call at 1-800-326-4543, extension 345, and we'll be happy to mail them a copy of that.
Okay, you need to give that phone number one more time because my Aunt Gerda didn't have her pen ready to go yet. So one more time.
1-800-326-4543, extension 345.
And again, if you do have a computer, it's AFA Foundation, all one word, .net, the best way to get a hold. Well, Diane, I appreciate what you're doing. It's people need to understand there's a lot of different pieces to the puzzle that keep AFA going and doing the things that we need to be doing. And this is one of those things where if it helps both parties, it's like a no-brainer.
That's right.
So we want people to, and I'm not advocating that people act without thinking first, because that's what I'm all about.
Right.
Obliterate the confusion, amplify truth. But the truth here is that both parties win. Get a customized look. I do have a question for you, Diane.
Sure.
You said you deal with people that have complicated situations. There's all kinds of weird family structures now and everything. What's the strangest thing that you ever walked into in a person's financial situation?
Now, you're putting me on the spot here now. Well, sometimes people have like 401ks and IRAs, and then they have property.
Well, and if they've worked for different companies over the course of their adult life, they may have several of those that never got closed down.
Yes, exactly. And then they have property and children, and it's just sometimes it's just too complicated for them to just. Sometimes people tell us, I don't even know where to start, or I'm so confused. And so we can look at the whole picture and help them, give them eyes that will help them to get a vision that would help them in the future.
Yeah. All right. Well, friends, it's afafoundation.net, afafoundation.net. You can find out everything you need on that website. And we encourage you, reach out today. Get the article that Dan wrote.
Yes.
Whenever Dan writes an article, you need to be reading it because you're going to be smarter about money because you did. It's just how simple it is. Diane, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. God bless you.
You
and
too.
Enjoy the warm weather.
Thank you.
I'm very jealous about that. I literally pulled out of the driveway today, and there was like 2 feet of ice.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, because we had the snow, then we had the more snow, then we had a little bit of melt, then we had ice fall on top of the fresh snow that was then on top of the packed snow, and then we had more ice fall on top of that ice. At one point there were like 2 inches of ice on the road yesterday.
My.
But we're somehow suffering through. But we'll hopefully make it. Thanks, Diane.
Thank you so much, Kevin.
All right, 888-589-8840. So you need AFA around. You know you do. Because who else is going to tell you today about the smoking gun, if you will, that the Daily Caller uncovered, where there's emails flying back and forth within the executive branch between Lois Lerner and Treasury Department officials talking about the off-plan rules that are being written to address the conservative political activities of 501c4s. But we were told by the president on Sunday night, no, it's, let me be clear. Not a smidge, Bill. Not a smidge. Not a smudge. Not a smidge. Not a smudge. Not a bit of corruption. Not a little pinch of salt. Nothing in there that could even be fishy. Do you think that this passes the smell test? Emails going back and forth saying, don't know who in your organizations is keeping tabs on the C4s, but since we mentioned potentially addressing them off plan in 2013, I've got my radar up, and this seems interesting. That's a Treasury official talking to the head of the IRS. Well, Treasury's under who? The president. Talking to the IRS. Head. Appointed by the president. You have executive branch people coordinating and then discussing off-plan rule changes that they intend to implement against C4s and had agreed not to publicly disclose them. Now, I guess there's a wild, tiny, slender chance that that's not illegal that there's not any corruption involved in that process. I guess there's a tiny little chance that that's true. What do you think? 888-589-8840. We can take a call before we go to break. Let's talk to Robert in Texas. Hi, Robert. Welcome. You're on with Kevin McCullough. So glad you're here.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Good. Just to let you know, we got about a half inch of snow down here in North Texas today.
Wow. Well, my
anyway,
hometown of Fort Worth would shut down when they had a half inch when I was a kid. So.
Oh, I'm about to have some fun in it. I just at the grocery store. I'm gonna get wild.
There you go. Donuts in the parking lot.
Anyway, I called about the Obama thing. What a joke! This guy goes on and lies to us constantly. And one thing that really upsets me about this is the whole way we found out about the IRS scandal in the first place was because they leaked it, right? When this was going on at first, every time it's like they direct us. It's like with Obamacare, they get us focused on that. Then behind closed doors, they're doing something else. And then we get focused on that. Then they're already working on something else. They're 3 or 4 steps ahead of us every time. They're rolling all over the Republican Party, to us as American people, and ain't nobody doing nothing about it. It's just disgusting. It really is.
All right, Robert. Thanks for the call. Appreciate the passion. Understand your concern. And that's one of the reasons why I felt like it was important for you to know the facts. The facts are what he said to Bill O'Reilly, probably provably false now. It's AFA Today. I'm Kevin McCullough. This is AFR Talk.